Hi everyone, Assassin Gamer here and welcome to the upload. Today we're starting episode 9 of Space Engineers, the campaign, Never Surrender without quality of life mods. Now off camera I did a little bit of work, mainly adding in 2 new solar arrays, as well as adding in some more O2H2 generators and hydrogen engines. And most important of all, the extra storage for our ice. Because we have an insane amount of it. How much? Well, how about I just show you. So yeah, we're definitely not going to be having an ice shortage anytime soon. Which means hydrogen for days. So, what is on the agenda for today? Well, the agenda for today is to sort out our living quarters and our command center. But before we do any of that, we have 2 other tasks that need our urgent attention. The first one being is we need to update our minesweepers a little bit. So, first things first, we need to get access into our... Wait. Why can't I access anything in here? What's going on? Oh, never mind. I was just looking at the wrong thing. Duh. Alright. Send signal 1. And that will tell all of our minesweepers to return to base. So while that's happening, let's get on with the second task. And that second task is getting this entire roof welded. But I do not want to be doing this by hand. So we are going to very quickly build ourselves a work area. Because we are going to build a atmospheric welding ship. Just go a few up, go a few across. And that is that. Alright, looks like you're still on the way. You are almost back, which is brilliant to see. Alright. So... Who do I want to upgrade first? I mean, I could upgrade you first, but you're going to take forever to recharge. So let's wait for our other one to return. And while we do that, let's sort out our hotbar for our atmospheric welder. Because we need to make a couple of changes. One, swap out the drill for the welder. And also remove the stone duster for the cockpit set. So, how are we going to do this? Because unlike the mining drones, we have to make sure everything is connected by the large cargo ports. Why? Well, there are 2 reasons for that. The first one being that the welder requires a large cargo port. And the other reason is because there are some parts that are just too big to put through these small conveyors. Well, while we have a think about that, let's get the ice minesweeper upgraded. So, what type of upgrades are we going to do? Well, to do the upgrades, we need the broadcast controller. We also need a programmable block. And most important of all, we need a timer block. Let's just grab the parts needed for those. Alright. So, where do I want to put what? You want? I'll put the timer block there. Actually, we'll just quickly weld that up. There we go. And then under here, we will put in our broadcast controller and our programmable block. Okay, so now we need to rename a few things. So first things first, we need our timer block. Now this does need a very particular name. In this case, it's going to be Pam status. And as for this one, we'll just put it AMD stat. And as for the broadcast controller, let's name it Broadcaster AMD. Alright. So, first things first, we need to grab our script, which was done up in ChatGPT. So essentially how this script works is that it will look for a certain phase on a very specified LCD, which in this case is the PAM. And once it detects it, it will trigger the PAM status timer block, which will by extension trigger our AMD broadcaster. Now, I was trying to do this without needing the timer block as the middleman, but unfortunately I hadn't had any luck. So if there are any actual space engineer programmers watching this, I would appreciate a hint in the right direction, please. So we'll simply tell you to send message 1. Now, for the custom name, I'm going to make it AMD Minesweeper 2.0 Ice. At least this way now we'll know who is sending what message. And the message for this one is going to be returning to base. Perfect. Let's make sure everything's connected correctly. Yep. All right then. Let's grab the remote control and tell it to get back to work. All right, so that needs to charge up the batteries. And you are probably in the same situation. So let's get into the remote control for this one. What? What's going on here? Oh. Okay. Alright. I guess that means we have to wait for you to depart before we can get this one on the recharge. That's a bit of a pain, but nothing we can really do about it. Oh well, let's get the parts in at any rate. So let's hit that fast forward button. Okay, there it goes. So, assuming that's all set up correctly, we should see a message as it's returning home. Now for this one, we'll go AMD MS 2.0 iron. Because, well, it is technically getting our iron for us. Alright. So all I need to do now is tell you to send message 1. And you are good to leave, good sir. Alright, so just go wait for those batteries to charge. This shouldn't take too long. Although now we need to deal with our atmospheric welder. Alright, so how we're going to do this is simple. We're going to put a conveyor junction here. And then what we are going to do is put 2 medium cargo blocks there. And then go 3 across like this. That way I have space to put my atmospherics and batteries. Now for over here, we're going to go with 3 of the conveyor junctions. Now we do have a bit of a choice here. Option 1 is to have the welder static. The only problem is that I would need a bunch of small atmospherics to keep it from crashing into the ground if I was going in at an angle. The other option is we use a hinge like that. And put the welder like so. That way the atmospherics, which I'll just place down while we're talking about it, can deal with the weight and just stay level. Honestly, I quite like that idea. So, once I find my hinge, there you are. So put you there, put you there. Alright, so for the batteries, we are going to go with 4 of them. Now, I'm not too worried about flight time for this because it's only going to be for directly around the base. I mean, it's not going to be like flying to the other side of the lake, for instance. And looks like our upgrades have worked. We have the returning to base on the left-hand side. Love it. Now, we do have one problem with doing it like this. And that is, we cannot have our atmospherics up on the top facing in that direction. So what we're going to have to do is put them on the side like this. We'll put those ones there, and then we'll put our side to sides like so. Okay, it's actually coming together quite nicely, to be honest. Now, the only thing I don't like is these atmospherics basically sticking out. So what I'm going to do is give it a little bit of protection, although I doubt it will do much. And then we'll put these ones here. Alright, we'll grab our mag plate. And we'll just put 6 of them underneath, like so. And it seems I had almost forgotten to put some atmospherics in that direction. Okay, well, only a handful of things left to add to it. So I need 2 programmable blocks. Doing everything wants to work for me. There we go. So we'll put you there and put you there. And as for our remote control, we'll place you right there. And as for the gyroscopes, we'll just place 2 of them like so. Alright, now for the final item, and that is the cockpit. No. You know what? Let's go with the industrial cockpit. At least that's what I'm leaning towards, but let's just check the other ones. Definitely no. No. Yeah, this one's definitely more suitable. Because, put it this way. 1, it is a utility ship made for construction. Therefore, it is a industrial ship. And second, if we were stuck in a first-person only perspective, field of view would be better. What the? We all saw that, right? What the hell happened? Well, it definitely wasn't anything of mine. It might have been the unknown signal. I was about to say, what crashed? I mean, I don't have modular encounters installed on this scenario. Alright, let's quickly go and get a top up now that we've finished distracting ourselves. Actually, I haven't quite finished yet. How are the batteries doing? Fully recharged in 7 hours. Oh, considering that we have a weather condition at the moment, what weather condition do we have? Let's have a look. Great, a thunderstorm. Lord Clang, you are forbidden from trying to smite me, good sir. Alright, now that I finished telling Clang to not try and smite me, I think we are good to go. So, with the power of post-editing, I hereby declare that this is now done. Alright. So, I've already set up my hotbar for it. So, essentially what we got is the means to turn off our atmospherics when we're going to be parked for long durations of time. On the far right, we have the on-off switch for our welders, so we do not need to press the mouse button continuously. We also have the run command for the auto level. And in the middle, we have the controls for the hinges. That way we can go out multiple angles without needing to change whether or not we are running flat or at an angle. So, let's quickly park up. Because what I need to quickly do, other than learn how to fly and not hit my base. There we go. Alright, so first things first. Need to get rid of this. And we'll just throw in a tube right in there. Now the real question is, how much cargo can I hold? Actually, before that, I need to quickly rename these to locked. Now, if you're wondering why, it's to prevent the inventory manager script from pulling the resources off the atmospheric. Alright, so what we need is all of our locked containers. And then we just grab all of our steel plates like so. And looks like we are looking good. Alright, no problems with that. So what about if we change the angle of our welders? Perfect. Sorry, repair bot, you've sort of been replaced. At least for the large scale stuff anyway. Okay, well, time to do the all-time favorite jump cut as I finish getting this roof welded up, so I'll be back in just a moment. And welcome back. So, now that we have our roof fully welded up, time for us to figure out what type of space do I have to work with. So let's quickly find out. So 17 by 15. So 17 by 15. All right. Well, honestly speaking, I don't really need much in the way of space for my living quarters. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's that there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's you there. Okay, so first things first, and there is a reason I'm leaving this open because I am considering using some windows. But first, I want to get the main stuff in. So we're definitely going to need the couch set, which comes with the beds. Definitely going to need this. I definitely need a desk. And we need a locker, armory, a toilet. And we also need our shower with the shower light working. What else do we need? Well, I definitely want a cryo room. Need the inset buttons. Need the entertainment system. That's a definitive necessity. What else? Well, we do need doors and we do need lights. Alright, that should be everything for the time being. So let's start off with putting in the shower. So we'll put our shower there. And put our toilet here. And the only other thing I need is a armory there. Actually, you know what? Let's kind of rotate things around a little bit here. Let's put you in that corner. And then put you there. And the armory. And then what I need is my bed right there. Followed by a small workstation right here. Actually, that is something I need. I need my bookcase. Because I do enjoy reading my books, even if they're all ebooks. Alright, so now for our doors, let's put you... Actually, I put you there and then put, once I find it, a locker here. Nice and tight, but still enough room to, you know, move around. Now, as for the door out here, you know what, let's use the long corridor one, which I just have to wait for my repair bot to get out of the way. Come on, repair bot. Sometime today would be nice. Chop chop. Thank you. So we'll put you there. And that'll give us these 3 spaces and this space here for everything else. And it looks like the ice miner is definitely working hard. So for this, I'm going to do something a little bit interesting. So we'll put you there, followed by a offset door there. And then all I need to do is put that there, just so it doesn't stick out weirdly. And that just leaves this area now. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to put my entertainment system here, and then put my kitchen in here. Alright, so all I need now is a countertop there. And then what we'll do... Well, if I put you there, that will allow me to, you know, have somewhere to eat while, you know, still watching my entertainment. Now, the question is, what am I going to do with all of this here? Well, let's grab some windows and see what we can work with. Alright, I think those will do. So let's try out number 2 first from the Warfare 1 pack. No. That is not going to work. What about from number 2? I'm going to have to say no to that as well. So, lucky last number 1 before I just go with the default ones. You know what? Let's try these ones out. So we'll put the corner pieces in like so. And then put these across. We'll go with the railings just so the insurance company can't say I didn't put safety measures in. We'll put a slope there and there. Now, question is, do I want to have angled windows? Let's try number 3 because that's the most likely candidate for it. The only problem is that's shorter height-wise for the half blocks. That's pretty much my only dislike for it. We already know the other ones won't work, so let's just go with the vanilla windows with the slope. We'll put those ones like that. And then we'll just put some flap armor blocks across. Okay, so as far as the layout goes, we are looking good. Now there's only one thing that still needs to be done, and that is to be able to pressurize the place. Alright. The first things first, we'll need to grab our vents. On the outside, I'm going to use the more industrial looking one. But for the inside, let's place you there. I mean, we do need an exhaust fan for, you know, our shower area. I mean, come on. Alright, so we'll put you there. That way, what I can do now is have 2 inset lights. Actually, before I do that, need to place a T-junction here. There we go. And now I can place a couple of inset lights. There they are. So we'll put those ones there and this one here. All that's left is to get that vent all welded up. And now we can place the final vent in, which I do not have enough parts in my inventory to do so. Typical. Okay. That is, as they say, is that all sorted. So, I am going to do a quick time jump and get all this welded up. So, I will be back in just a moment. And welcome back. So, let's take a brief tour, shall we? And see what other adjustments I need to make. Because I did make a few little additions, made these little careless side desks. Now I've also added a lounge so, you know, I can just sit here, have a drink, and be like, yeah, it's good to see all these drones working hard while I'm just lazing about here. And by the same token, if I want to have a meal here while watching my drones, I can do so. Now, and of course, we do have our little cryopod here behind a very secure door. I will have to connect a conveyor to it later. Now, for the bedroom part, I did have to swap things around a little bit because stuff was showing that I didn't want to be showing. So, we got the bed there, got a little workstation there with our books there. And of course, we do have our bathroom complete with toilet, shower, and a little bit of a wardrobe. Now, the only thing I'm not liking is that it's a little bit dark in here. So let's grab, you know what? Let's grab all of those and just bump it up just a little bit. And we'll just name those as living lights. Okay, I would say that this is now 100% complete. So now we need to build. Actually, there was one other thing I needed to do. Turn you to depressurize. And now our living space is 100% pressurized. Not that it really matters here, but it's good to try and keep certain habits. Alright, so before we do our command center, just need to grab some parts. Oh wow. I've never had so much ice and material in my base at any one time. Yeah, that makes me sound a bit like a noob, but so be it. Alright, so first things first, let's get our frame in. Alright. So, let's just get rid of this because we need to decide what are we going to do with the roof. Because option one is to have light panels along the sides and then just have a giant window in the middle. Or we can do like an alternating pattern thing where we have a couple of lines of windows there, a line of lights there. That type of thing. So how much space do we have here? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Okay. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Alright, you know what? Let's go with this. So we'll have one there, gap, or 2 gap. And then, in between, we can put our windows in. Okay, we are looking good. So I'm going to leave this wall as is for the time being because I'm not sure how I'm going to utilize this space just yet. And I'm definitely going to have stairs at the very least. Now, for over here in the corners, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of slopes like that. And we're going to use these windows yet again. Make sure we use our railing one so that people can't fall through the glass. And now to decide on what to do with all this space. Well, we're definitely going to need LCDs, so let's grab a bunch. You know what? Let's just put an entire row in like that. Do we honestly need all of these? Probably not necessarily, but we'll probably find a use for all of them eventually anyway. Alright. So, for over here... Actually, before that... I need to determine... where to put the captain's seat. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 1, 2, 3. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So right there. So that'll be where we sit whenever we need to take command of our command center. Alright, so we'll have an LCD there for the auto crafting. Another one here for the network, so we can see our power consumptions. And I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with those two yet, but I'll find a use. Okay, so what else do I want to add? Let's have a bit of a think here. You know what? Let's grab the consoles. So for these ones, we'll just put them across the window like so.
Energy low.
Now for over here, and I feel, yep, I did forget. So for here, we'll use 2 of the ones with the buttons, and I will definitely find a use for at least one of them because I want to be able to control the action relay with this console. So 1 button to go to the previous channel, 1 to send a signal, another one to go to the next channel. And as for the LCD display on it, I want it to show what its current channel is. So that sounds like some more GPT scripting in the future for me. And then we will put some more consoles in. Necessary for us personally? No. But we do want it to have that command center like feel to it. You know what? We'll just leave it as is. Okay, and for potentially the final time for this episode, I invoke the sacred power of post-editing and hereby declare that this is now done. Okay. So it is looking good. So definitely next episode we will sort out our stairs. But we're also going to build a elevator. Which, you know what? Let's build that right now while we're thinking about it. No point in dawdling about it, so let's get it done. So, first things first, need to build this up a little bit. Alright, now time for us to grab our elevator parts. Now this is from a mod, the VCZ Elevator version 2 mod. And I will say this right now, there is a very precise way you have to build this. So you have your bottom there. Then you'll have the top up there. And then all we need are our fillers like so. So let's quickly get this all welded up. Alright, so now that those are built, we can now add in our rotor, which is something I am short on parts for again. Alright, now assuming I've done everything correctly, which sounds like I have, and we even get elevator music. Oh, up we go. Okay, so that is method 1 of how to get up, but I am going to add a security door. There we go. Perfect. Well, I think I am going to call it a episode. So I've been recording for probably the last hour and a half, 2 hours, what it feels like. So, what did we manage to accomplish today? Well, we got our living quarters all finished up, finally. We have our command center ready to get set up with all its LCD screens. And we also updated our minesweepers so we know if they are returning home. So, thank you very much for watching. If you are not yet subscribed, please do feel free to subscribe. Like, dislike at your own leisure. Comments, feedback, suggestions are more than welcome down in the comments below. Until the next upload, this is Assassin Gamer, signing off.